Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So, I got a question from a Patreon again, and he asked me if I could show this one here. How I would do this animation here. And yeah, and I'm allowed to make this free, so he has no problem with it when with it when I do it for free. So I did not try it, but let's do it. Just I have an idea how we can make this, and it shouldn't be all too complicated, I think. This animation is from Friedrich Neumann, you see. You will find the link in the description to his works. And as always, I recommend to visit this because there are some really nice works, a lot of. Okay, so let's start. So we'll start with, yeah, I would say I start with these plates here, and yeah, let's start simply. As I said, I did not try it, so I have not really a plan, but it shouldn't be that difficult. Okay, so let's start with the cube. So I make a cube here, so let's see, 100 the height, no, that's 15 the height, let's see, maybe 5 and 100. So you should be able to change this to any time later for it. Okay, now I make a circle to clone this thing on a circle, and you see this is a little jagged because I've it on uniform and 8, so I go here to 20, so this is a little rounder. And take the cube, hold the Alt key, and click on the cloner, and we clone on an object, and the object will be the circle here. Okay, we definitely are in the wrong direction. So I could go here to the transform and transform it here somehow, but I don't want to transform it. I can change easily this cube, so let's say we go here to 40 and here to 100. And no, maybe it's 5 and it's 40. Yep, that's the correct one. And we make here in the cloner, we go to step, and this is 40. So let's see, let's go here to 40 first. So this is this, and a little bit space between, so maybe something like this. Okay, and when we look, you see this looks not really nice here. So let's go here to the smooth rotation, then you get a nice result. You see, yep, better. And yeah, and we don't need the clones here on top, because here we on in the original one here, you see we don't have any clones here. So let's do this here as well. So I will close this. The moment my mouse does not work. Why is this? Did I forget to yeah, I think I forgot to let's see, so it's a wireless mouse and I did not load it. So let's see if this is the reason. Just connect it and we will see if it works then. Whoops. Yep, we are back. So, yep, we have to make this little ones. Okay. So let's delete some clones here. Let's see from this to this one here. And I do this like this. I go to the cloner, MoGraph, and I make a MoGraph selection. And I select these clones I don't want to see. So these are this one. And now I go MoGraph and hide selected here. And that's it. So we have these clones hidden. Perfect. Yeah, that looks good. Good. Now let's make this tube or whatever this is here. So I make a tube. Tube. Make it plus C here. And the size, maybe outer radius 50, inner radius quite small, 10. Okay, that's here I go to 50 maybe. Don't need any height segments here. And you know what? We have here this spiral on the sides of this tube. This would be easier when we make this with an extrude, because with an extrude I don't have to make it editable to select the sides. Okay there? Okay, let's make it with an extrude. So I delete this one and I simply take another circle here, 50, and say I want a ring here and the inner side 10. Okay, and this simply put in an extrude. Perfect. And let's bring it to the here 50. So nice. That looks great, but it's not in the middle, but it doesn't matter for the moment. And I want this extrude on along right along this circle here. So that means I need here extrude. I need a line to pass, a line to spline tag, and I have here. I prepared something like this for me that I always use. I use this very often, so that I need from the first to the last frame and need it from 0 to 100, from the first to the last frame, blah blah blah. And so I made a small espresso. This is a very easy thing. So go to this one here. Okay, and I should have it normally in my, it's not in my thing, so I go to my helpers here, or here in the favorites. Let's see, align to spline full range. Yep, I bring it in my scene here. You see, align to spline full range, and here I have already my rig. This is the rig I need for this. And of course Patron can download later on this file, and so you will have this rig as well. You just drag this align to spline in your asset browser wherever you want it, and so you always have this. You see these two yellow nodes here? This is, click on this one here and you will see in the basic tab, it tells you exactly what you have to do. So hit Ctrl D, this is the project settings, and drag the symbol to the left top. I'll show you this, but you have it here. So I hit Ctrl D, and here this left to the project, this small symbol here, I drag this small symbol just into here. Now you see I have the time max and the frames per second, and align to spline is self-explanatory. I drag in this align to spline into here. So that means it doesn't matter how many frames I have here. It always makes 100% from the first to the last frame. So in this case, let's turn this off. first in the render spline I need to put in the circle. Okay, let's make the circle 90 degrees here in any direction. I don't know in which direction now. Okay, minus 90, so that we start from the top here. Sorry. So we have to go to the cloner, and in the cloner I make an offset of minus 25 should be correct. Yep, so we're perfect. And in this case now, you will see when I hit play, this tube should go from from 0 to 100% in the 200 frames. So you see, zack, 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 in 200 frames, and this is too slow for us, but it works. So what I do now is, because of this express attack, I can go over here, say 100, and nothing changed, so I can do it now. And now we have it from 0 to 100 in 100 frames, so that it doesn't matter what you do. This is the nice thing on this express attack. So but it's quite easy. You can show how it looks like, so you can if you're not a patron, I'll show you how it looks like. It's just here the time I use the frames, so that it contains the frames. The frames will be here. In the range mapper I have in the node from user defined to percent. The percent is this null to 100% from the range mapper. And this comes to here, and here in the project settings I have the time max and the frames per second. That means B, I have the time max is here, this 100 frames, and this changes if you change it here, it changes here as well, and vice versa. And the frames per second is 25. And here in the math I need a multiply so that we have the correct thing. So, and I simply multiply the time max with the frames per second, and in the range mapper I have here then everything I need. So user defined percent blah 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 blah. So this is this. Okay. So we have this now, but of course this looks not correct. So because we have no dynamics in here, no nothing. But we don't really use dynamics here. What I want here a little offset so that you see this tube is not in the middle here. Let's see how we can offset this a little bit. We could bring the make a null here. Bring this. This is the tube. Bring the extrude in the null and align the spline tag on the null here. You see that mix now. This is interesting. Why is this? Make it differently, so here. Go back with the line to spline tag here. We have to go to frame 0 here, so. And make the null object with Alt G on extrude, so. And now I put it on here. Yep, now it works, you see. And now I can simply move this circle. We have the 50 depth, so 25 I need. I move this 25 in this direction, so. And now I have it in the middle, and everything should work like before, so you see. Okay, it's nice. Okay, and now let's go to the side. I bring the cloner a little outwards here, so go to transform, that should be the x-axis, I think. Yeah. Let's see, something like that. And minus 25. And now when I'm gonna go go here. So this should go up to here. This is a little far. Let's go here to -30. Okay. Now I go to the cloner and use the plane effector. It does not matter where the plane effector is in the hierarchy, so but I put it next to my cloner where the effector belongs to. So. Okay, and in the parameter I go to position X, yeah, and drag it out until it comes to something like this here. Another 25. But of course I want this only where the tube touches these things. So let's go to the plane effector and go to the fields, and in the fields I drag in this extrude here. Okay. With the points. Maybe surface is the better way. Volume looks nice. So when I go here, this could work. You see it intersects here, but when we have the animation, we won't see this really. So but the animation, of course, that looks not really nice here. But when we make another effector, this is the delay effector here, and tell the delay effector I need only the position here, and here blend should be okay, and let's say 70, not 100, 75%. See what we get now. Oh, that looks not bad, but it intersects too much. This is so. Let's go to the not this one. Plane effector and go here a little further out to -30 or so. Maybe make another. I have here this guy here. See, when I make a smaller one, I use this for the collider and make another one, a smaller one. Just to see it. So I make this is the small one. I hide the big one here, so whoops. Now I have only the small one and make this guy smaller here. Let's say I make this 40 to 5 or so. 45. Now I have this. Yeah, that looks much better. Okay. So we can make these cubes a little. Let's go here. Something like that. We make it a little thicker. Then and bring it a little more outside. See what we get. Okay. We don't need the color here, so we can go to the plane effector and say color off. So this don't need. If you see something like this is because of the delay effector here. The delay effector makes it a little weird, but when we play the animation, everything works then. So let's see how this looks when we make this from a perspective like this, let's say. Looks nice, I would say. Maybe we can make this guy a little bigger even, so the small one bigger. T for scale, and let's just scale it up a little bit. So, and if it intersects a little too much, so I go to the plane effector. Go here to -35 maybe. Yeah, now it looks nice. Great. So, of course, now we need some things. This is by far not done now. We should save it. That's a good idea. This is named Loop Runner. Let's name it Loop Runner. Loop Runner tutorials. So I will make here this only for Octane because the texturing here is very easy. It's just a green glossy PET material and then metal material. So, and this we do extra, but this is very easy to show you how you do this. Okay, but what I don't like here now is, let's hide for the moment the clone and everything. I want when the tube goes down, it should go faster here and should become slower on the top, and then again faster, slower, of course, because at the moment we have just a linear thing here. This is not what we want. Okay, I want here my little plug-in that what goes back immediately. So Shift C, play rewind, this one here, and then I want this to play rewind here. So okay, because this one, when I click again on play rewind, it goes back here. This you can find on my website, on Patrons can download this as well. I'm not totally sure if it's, maybe it's even free, I don't know. So good, we have this. Now we want to make this quicker, and so we go here to the range mapper. How can I make this to see him enough? Let's make this a little smaller here. I need only the range mapper here, this is okay. Go to the range mapper here, and you see the range mapper, I can use a spline here. And the spline is, at the moment, it's just linear. But I want here, I load a preset, and I want this ease here. So it starts slow, goes quicker, and ends slow. So let's see what it does. Zip. Yeah, but you see it stops at the here. This is almost what we want, but not totally. I select all the points here, and I drag this cursor together, so something like this maybe should look okay. Oops. Oops. Yeah, that's it. Oops. I use this lots of times, so that's the reason I know, not exactly, but I know what I do here. So it's just starts slower, goes here, then like here, it goes quicker, whoops, and then it goes up here and slower. So let's see. Zip. Zip. And it does not stop here because we go a little up here. We are not totally flat here, we go a little up. And that's the reason it does not stop totally. Yeah. I think that looks nice. Okay, good. So far, so good. Save it. And the next thing is we want something like the spiral here. What we have here, and we need the rotation of the tube, of course. So I'll show you first how you can make the spiral for the physical render, and then I convert it just to the octane and material, and that's it. So make a new material, and now you will see why I made this with the extrude. First, with the extrude I can easily make round corners here, so I want here more segments, so I go to my circle here and go to here to, let's see, 20, so we get a nice round thing here. Go to the caps and say maybe 2 centimeter. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay. And the cool thing here is now I give a base material, let's say dark glossy material here. Go down to the Fresnel and say dielectric, maybe PET, so something like that. Okay, and bring it on the extrude here, so everything is black. Then this is the base. Now I make another material just for the sides, and here let's make this spiral thing. So I go to here and go to the texture, and the spiral I find on the surfaces, and down here is the tiles. We need the tiles. Let's go up here. Surfaces, tiles, and in the tiles we have here spiral, and we get this. And I want the spirals. Let's see what the color we have here. Okay, 10% the black. Okay, that, let's say everything what is white here I want black. So I go to this one, give it 10% here. Maybe the same here. 10%. Okay. And I drag this one now on the extrude as well. See, this looks like this, but I only want it on the front and on the back side. And because we use the extrude, we can simply, without making some selection or something else, we can easily bring this together with a selection. I go to this material tag here with the spiral, and the selection is C1 for cap 1. C1 batch. See? And I copy this tag here, control, drag it onto the side, and make a C2. It's not necessary in our case because this is the face what looks to the wall, so but why not? C2. So now I have only on these two sides, without any selection tag or something else, I have this. And this was the reason I did this with the extrude here and not with a tube. Okay, and here in the octane we can make this with a nice displacement. That does not work in the physical render because we don't have here the segments we would need for displacement. Yeah, we could, of course, we could displace this with let's see, go to the extrude here, caps, and I am at n-gons, so when I go to a delineate or something else, that you see, we can do it like this, and go, where am I? And I have to, can open this, quad dominant, and go up here. And now we have this, we can make this with, we could use a displacement as well, but let's do this with just a bump. This is enough for this, the animation, I think. So I go to here, I utilize the same thing here, so I copy this tiles shader, go to the bump, control, paste it, and I make it black and white. So I make it instead the black, here I make a white instead the red, and the blacks I make totally black. So I drag this black here, so I have this totally black. But you see, we already get this bump here. Let's bring it to 100. See, we get this nice effect here. If you want it in the other direction, simply go here to -100, or you make it. So now we get this. So, and it looks really nice. Let's stay with this for the moment, because we can nicely see it in the viewport here. I'm not sure. I think we would see this in the viewport with the octane material too, but now we have this. So now we need, of course, the rotation here. And how do we do this? Can we rotate only this guy here? Yes, we can. Looks great. And we want, of course, a looping, so we want a loop animation, and for this we can utilize the same tag here. I simply go into here, bring in our extrude small. What I want to effect is, in the extrude small, we have seen it, I want the rotation be here for banking, and drag it in the red corner, the blue corner here. So okay. Next step, I have to copy the range mapper, because this range mapper is from user defined to %, but we need, for this rotation, we need not %, we need degrees. So I copied simply this range mapper, control, drag it down, bring the same here, bring this one onto here, this one onto here, and here I say we want degrees. Now I have here in the parameters, you see I have 360 degrees now instead of 100%. I copied. This should work, but maybe in the wrong direction, we will see it. I play it here. It's the correct direction, but far too slow. So let's say here 4 times the speed, times 4. And this is the same curve here, so it's the same, it starts slower, becomes faster, and gets slower. Yeah, that looks nice. It's great. Okay. And when we bring back our cloner things here, we have everything. Maybe it intersects a little too much here. How could we avoid this? We can make this big one here a little bigger. Let's go to the object and make it here. I just make it with T for scale, so that you can use T for scale and scale it 10%, so from 100 to 110 maybe. And let's see if now the collider is a little bigger, so let's see if this does something for us. I make another 10%. think now it works. Yeah, I think that's fine. We can of course go to the plane effect and go here to -40, but I think this will be the... No, -35 is okay. But I am quite happy with this. The final settings we can make a little later as well if we don't like it, but for the moment it looks quite nice, I think. Save it. So the animation is done more than less. So now let's see how we can make the rest here. To make these nice blades here, like here, so this one's with this cylinders here, and so this should be no problem at all. The easiest way is to do this with the volume builder. Yeah, I think I do it with the volume builder. We have a volume builder, why not use it? How to model something like this, I have shown it so often, but it's not necessary here because... So let's go to our cube here. Disable the cloner. We need only the cube. So this should be the side with the cylinder, I think. We can easily test it. So bring in a tube in +X, T for scale, scale it down, E. I just eyeball this very quickly. So something like that, maybe make the tube a little. So make outer radius 10, 5. Rotation segments, give it 50, because we put it in the height. Let's make it 20. Looks nice, okay. Maybe 15 is enough. Don't need any height segments. And now I simply put the cube here in a volume builder. So this is volume builder, and then in the volume measure. So first we need a volume builder. In my startup here, I have my volume builder and measure at once. You see there I have this script here. Patrons can download it, of course. And when I click here with the Alt key just on this one, it gives me the volume builder, volume measure, everything together at once. So I don't have to make this with more steps here. It's much easier. Go here to very small 0.5 is too much. One, maybe 2. Yeah, that looks nice and smooth. 1, and smooth it later now. And I put this one in the volume builder as well, so we have one object here. Let's go here to 0.5 and put this in a smoothing here. Smooth. That looks nice. Perfect. And the great thing here is we are in R26. We can, of course, use the remeasure here. So when I go to the remeasure, Shift C, remesh, hold my Alt key, double click on this guy here. Let's see. In the remeasure we can tell it here. It needs a little to calculate, of course, because it's a very dense mesh. First I want here, let's see, 25%. And we can use here a symmetry object. So we can make a symmetry at the C and at the Y, I think. C, yeah, and Y. Yeah, now it's in the C and the Y, this looks perfect. can go down here to 10. Yeah, I use this one. This is nice. And simply say control. I don't connect the control. Just go to the remesh and hit C. So now we have this guy. And I hope this is now the correct direction. This is, yeah, it's outside. Good. I should have tested it with before, but with the luck I was on the right side. Good, so we have this. I can put here now the remesh in a null, Alt G. Also the remesh, this I name it blade. Okay. And put here in the hole a cylinder. Cylinder. Again, plus X. T for scale, scale it down. E. Whoop. Make it longer here. So T for scale, and so that it nicely fits into our hole here. Okay, something like that. We can make this a little longer because we don't see it later because it goes inside this wall here. So. Okay, and when I put this into the null, I can put it in the null. It should work. Yeah. Or I could put it. Put it under the blade as a child of the blade as well, so that would work as well. So, yeah, it's maybe the better way. It doesn't really matter. Let's see if everything works like we want. I should activate this. Everything works perfect. Exactly like we want it. Save it. And yeah, now we only need the wall thing and we are done. So let's make the wall thing, I would say. Good. How do we do this one? This is fun because we have to go inside. Yeah. How do we do this guy here? Yeah, it's easy with the volume builder too. So let's make a tube. Big tube. So plus Z. Boing. Oh, let's make this outside. So no, this is here. Outer radius very big. The inner radius, so that our cylinder intersect here. We need. Let's see. Let's start with 50 here, and we want to slice this guy here. Okay. I want to go from here, so let's see. Okay, so that then here with this one in the middle of the first guy here. Let me go to this guy here. Yeah, looks good. It's not so exactly. Okay. Let's make this a little bigger. So not bigger, a little thicker. We have here height is 100. Let's go to 150 here. Okay. And we don't even don't like here the rails, but this shouldn't be. Let's see, slice a regular grid. No. Yeah, we can put this in a subdivision surface as well, but we wouldn't have to. We can simply. I'm not sure. I don't want to make this editable at the moment, but I need later on round corners, and let's see how this looks with a bevel. Can we with a fillet here? The fillet won't work nicely, I think. When it's sliced, you see, with the slice, let's see if a bevel works nice here. Give it here, so 3 centimeter. 3. No, you see, we don't get a nice bevel here because of this, but no problem. So let's. Of course, if we make it, let's make it editable. Why not? So, see the now it's editable. Now we can simply go in the go in polygon mode. UN for the Fong selection. I select here everything, and with MN I can dissolve the edges. MN. See, so the same on the other side. MN. So now I shouldn't have any problem with the bevel. So when I now use a bevel, everything should work fine. You see, now we have no problems with bevels. So, okay. What we need is here. We need some notches or whatever you will call them here on the end. This should be quite easy if I simply copy this cloner here, make another. I hide the first one here, or let's copy it later. Let's go to this one. First I hide the tube here, then I disable the cloner here, and I simply make another tube. The tube. So plus X. E T for scale. E ring. T for scale. Give it more rotation segments again. So something like 50. Here we can make a little fillet. Looks nice. Give it radius 1, so that let's give our cylinder here a little more space, something like that. Okay, now I simply copy, so I bring this tube to our, in this null here, I copy the cloner, delete all the effectors out here, so except the hidden we need. So delay, so, and I simply delete the cylinder. So that means this cloner here, is only this one here. So when I activate both of them now, both cloners, cloner, tube, here I can simply go in the coordinates, the x-axis, and yeah, of course I should delete it here in the first one. So, and here I can set it where I need it. So, okay, this should work so far. And okay, for the background we just need a plane. So let's take a plane plus C. Bring it in the background here. Nice, and make it bigger. T for scale, and we scale like crazy. So that looks nice. Save it. So when I now hit play, okay, let's don't forget to activate the effectors. Perfect. Great. I like this one. So the only thing we have to do now is render it. So let's find a nice camera angle. The angle is nice, but I want bring in a camera. I want another focal length here. I want to try close this or something like that. Oh, here we have a small problem. I see. What's going on here? That's a little weird. What's going on here? Why is this? And when did this happen? Why is this one? I have here. I have here two. These are the MoGraph selection tags. Delete them. Why is this here? The MoGraph selection is here. This is very weird. Did not see this. When did this happen? Corona 44 minus 25. Smooth rotation. This is correct. Here we have the same. This is correct too. Let's deactivate this camera. This is a little weird. Why do this? Does this? Okay. Here we have a small problem. But you see, if we make this the offset is okay, this must be like this. The loop is it loops here. It shouldn't loop. It's crazy. minus 25, 45. For a second, this doesn't. We will find out what's going on here. Of course, we will find out. Let's deactivate the delay effector for now. Something is wrong here. Is it? No, this cannot be big enough. This makes no difference here, because we are on the steps. That would make a difference when I say on vertices in the cloner, but we are on the step here and not on vertex here. Let's try even. That's crazy. It would be interesting when this happened. I did not see this. But here with 45 it's okay now, so that would work. So when I activate so we are on 45, so when I bring this back, I have to make 45 here as well, of course. But what I have now is it should play with the offset here, because here and here we are not at the same point. So let's go to 25 minus 25 and okay, now it looks good. Okay, save. I think we repaired it. Yep, we repaired it. Okay. Good. So back the camera. So we want the camera like this here. And let's make the dark the secure frame here. So Shift V is the viewport settings, and I was in the save frames. I wanted black, so I know exactly what will be the render. I think that could look fine. Something like that. Save. Okay. Very nice. Save it. Save the camera here. Give it a protection tag. Okay. And yeah, now I make my. I have here the materials. Now I can simply go and say the base tag. Let's bring in the octane dialog here. So the octane dialog, I say simply take both of them, materials, convert materials. It does not only convert the materials, it exchanges us here as well, so we don't have to do nothing now, so can delete this too. Now I go to here. This is the base one, so go to material, node editor. We have to work a little with it, so this is the normal black gloss, so this is black. but you see we don't have any specular, so we need specular. The roughness is here, perfect. More we don't have to do here. And in this one, we see the tiles are here, the bump is here. So we go to the tiles, and here the same. The specular is the weird one, and I want on both here and preserving here. Octane glossy preserving. Okay. Save it. And then we need another material for the wall here. Let's make I copy this base material and say to this is the wall, so doesn't matter, and put here and some bluish something bluish. So okay, nice, and bring this on our tube and our plane here. So I can bring this Alt G in a null, name it wall, put the blue material on it, and should work. We have here blue. This is interesting. Why is this blue as well here? Hey man, why is the base now blue? You are the base, not the... Okay, not with me. Base, wall, base onto here, and so it works. Okay. And now we need an HDRI to see that. So I bring in my Nikomedias Scene Rig. For this I go back to the startup, bring in the Nikomedia OCTANE Rig here. Now I can go back to the standard. In my rig here I don't need the shadow catcher here. Whoops. Bring in different HDRIs. So let's go. HDRI. Indoor. Bigger. That I use most. So that here. Save. We need another material. We need a metal material here. I want to make these knobs blue as well here, so this means I want this cloner blue, and the rest here, this cloner simply and normal, so I can go to my Nikomedia textures here. Not this I did PR, this are the clean textures, metal, and here I have, let's take the cobalt here and put it on the cloner here. It should be fine. Save, and let's see what we get here. Octane live viewer window, and let's render this. Okay. Nice, everything works like expected, but I don't want this long shadow here, so I got back to the end. Okay. Metal is too bright for me, so let's go to here. Whoops. We have this with an image texture, so simply go down with the power here. Great. Now I have the shadow here. This is not how to do it. Yeah. Oh, we use a totally different HDR. That looks great. Too many shadows from my. Let's go back to the HDRIs here. No. No. Oh, this is a bright one. I think I like this here, the darker side. So this, or we bring it to the other side. Something like this, but let's try this one here. Yeah, this is better. Okay, save it. What we could now easily do here is in Octane now, of course. Could go out of this, go closer to here. Now we have here just a bump, you see. But when I go to here, node editor, and instead of the bump here, we could use the displacement. So we can go to the displacement. Displacement, I want, I think 2K should be fine here. But what's important is, if you work with Cinema 4D shaders in Octane, you have to go to the settings and be sure that you have in the settings set the C4D shaders to at least with a render size with 2K and not too low, otherwise you get very, very bad results. So, and now let's bring out, so let's, instead of the bump, we use this texture here. Let's see what. Whoop! Okay, this is a little too much. So go to 2. See that works great, and here I go one in the other direction. Now I have a wonderful. That looks nice with the red thing here. That looks great. Okay, back to here. Save, and the animation should work as well, of course. Everything works here. Okay, I would say we are done. That's it. So, yeah, that was very nice. I really like this one. And so you see, we don't have real dynamics in here, so no rigid body or something else. So first I thought we will need it, but then I thought should be possible with fields and effectors as well. And it is. Okay. Yeah, if you have questions, requests, or complaints, or whatever, please let me know right here in the comments, or you can write on my Facebook site, on our Facebook group, and you know meanwhile where you can find me, I think. And yeah, and patrons can download the project file and everything, so you can download a lot meanwhile, so there are far more than 300 posts only for patrons, and not only posts, project files and so I think over 300 only project files. So And yeah, the next tutorial will come on Sunday, I think. Tomorrow I will be on the road with a friend from Germany, from Hamburg. And yep, that's it so far. I will now render out here the animation so that we have a little preview for the tutorial. But I think here is everything done what I wanted to do. Nothing more to say. Okay, so wish you a wonderful evening, and see you hopefully next time. I hope you are with me in the next tutorial. So I think on Sunday there will come another one. But this will then be only for patrons. This will be this water thing here. I do that it. So let's get let's go back to here, and so and somewhere this will be the Patron tutorial. And this is fake water, so no particles, no nothing. But I think it's a great effect. Yeah, links you will find in the description. Everyone you have to know it's in the description. So okay, now it's over. Bye bye. Have a nice evening. Best wishes here from Austria, Vienna. And tschüss und baba.